In this video, I will show you how to install Plumsail forms for public web forms and how to configure Flow to send an email or add a SharePoint item. First, we click Start Trial and register a Plumsail account. Enter your name, your email, and pick a password. Click Create Account. It automatically opens you in Forms Intro. Here, you need to install the designer, which we'll use for creating forms. Run the installer. Allow it to install on your machine. And after the process is done, launch the application. Go to Plumsail tab and enter the details for your account, which we just created. It will connect to our servers, and then you can start creating a form. Add whatever you feel like for your form, whatever your needs might be. I'll just add a title and a field called title as well. Also a multi-line field, which I will call comment. I will also convert it to plain text, since I don't need it to be rich text. Finally, I also want to add attachments field, so users can upload attachments. I will slightly change its internal name and its title. Last step is to add a submit button, so our form can be submitted. Click Save the form and give it a name so you can find it and retrieve it later on. Once it's saved, we have a preview button so we can check it in the browser. It looks good, and now we can go to configuring Flow. In order to receive submissions, you need to go to Microsoft Flow, click My Flows. If it's your first time, it will need some time to create. Okay, and we'll create new flow from blank. Click Search. Search for Plumsail forms. It will find our connector. Click this one. Sign in with your Plumsail account, which we created in the beginning of the video. Now we need to open the designer. Click Flow. Find Form ID. Copy it. Paste it here. Click Add New Action. Search for JSON parse JSON, and add our body as content from the form and add the schema here. Copy and paste it from the flow in the designer. Alright, now it's parsed and you can do whatever you feel like, but here we need to retrieve file from the attachments first because we only have the URL. So use the get method here. Click See More, paste the URL. You can see apply to each automatically applies, so it means for each attachment it will perform all the actions. So be careful with this. We'll be using only one attachment in the example, but it will send an email and do all the actions for every single attachment. So we search for send an email. We find Office Outlook. Alright, so I will add my Outlook email here. You can see it found it. Okay, make sure that the input is correct. And we add title to the subject, and we add comment as our text. And we will add the file we received from HTTP request as an attachment. But first we use file from the form as the name for a file. And then the body to add the file. Click Add an action, search for create an item in SharePoint, select this action, wait for it to connect to SharePoint if it's your first time. And once it's connected, it will either find your site, but if it doesn't, click Enter Custom Value. Then go to your site and copy the URL of the site. Nothing else, just the URL to the site. And here as well, we will fill in the fields with the information from the form. No possibility to add an attachment here, so we need a special action for this. Search for it. Add attachment. Once again, we need to copy the URL to the site here. Also, don't forget to press Enter Custom Value, otherwise it will not accept it. Then select an appropriate list and add the ID from the last action of the newly created item. Here we will add file name from the form, and we will also add body from the request as a file itself. Click Save Flow and wait for it to save. You can see it's saving. Right. It just saved the flow. Now we can test the form. So I enter a title, enter some text to see that the comment works as well. And then I'll also add a few lines here just to see that it copies everything correctly. Okay, here's the third line. I will also add this particular file as an attachment, and I click Submit. I go back to the flow, which I've just saved. Go to my flows. You can leave after saving. No issue at all. And here I can see that it ran successfully. So I go to my Outlook and I see a new email. And here's the text, and here is the attachment. We can open it. Yep, as you can see, it uploaded correctly. I also go to SharePoint, the list that I've used. I update the page, and here is the item. Click Edit the item. You can see it's all there. And here's the attachment. So everything works correctly. And finally, one last thing I want to show you is how to insert the web form we've just created to your web page or website, anywhere you want to see it. For this, we need to open the designer once again, go to Flow, and here you can see the widget. You just need to copy this to the clipboard and insert it to your page as an HTML. I hope you enjoyed this video, hope it helped you. We'll continue producing more videos and updating the product. Stay tuned, and until the next time.